of what we're saying, and people can now tell whether or not we mean it. And if we own the nature of what we're saying, like the Attorney General, that is a man in command.
Better believe it.
You know, we can now assess individuals. We have to very quickly. And in this particular world,
but you have to be careful, because if you don't follow the rules of political correctness, you may say something truthful and blunt and direct and comprehensible. And my God, what would happen then? And an original thought, and it doesn't comport to the standards of political correctness, which are very narrow and somehow leave most people without a voice.
Well, the president has committed a crime, which is surviving everything the swamp has thrown at him, and being able to still be himself. And he is serving as a role model in that regard. Yeah. But I would contend with this report, the president has more time, and I know it's not what he would have wished for the last 2 years of his first term, as there will be a second one. If I had my way, there'd be a third one. But he has a chance to still expose even more the corrupt nature of the swamp, of the left in general, and now, unfortunately, of the Democratic Party.
I don't know if I would say unfortunately, because they've been at it for a very long time.
That's true.
Their corruption is complete. It is permeates the party, its leadership, and there should be an accounting. This is a war, and you know what? The president likes to call it a hoax, but this was a conspiracy to overthrow the president of the United States.
He was being framed.
And this is bad stuff. And to your point, any other person in the White House would have folded up like a cheap lawn chair amongst the last several presidents.
He is the right person, and this is with Nation has seen this many times, about 3 or 4 times. And that's why this is a moment in history, as it was with Washington and as it was with Lincoln and Reagan, and now here, is the right person at the right time for the right reasons.
Yeah. Pastor Robert Jeffress always talks about this president. God sent this president. He is a person of providence. And I'll tell you, the evidence is accumulating mightily to support the pastor's view.
And this is not going to be, certainly when you have men like this and women like this, the times reflect it. It is not necessarily always easy, but
ask this president if it's easy.
You're in a position because you can handle what is coming and because it is necessary. And I welcome this report because it really does prove not just the attempted framing of the president, but the sloppiness of it and its eventual failure.
What should the president do with all of these calls, subpoenas, and insistences from the chair of Democratic committees? They want to subpoena this individual and that in his administration. What should he do with that?
I think that just like what we saw with Kavanaugh, the behavior of Congress speaks to the people of the United States. We don't like this kind of grandstanding. It's political.
What should
maneuvering. He should ignore it effectively, I think. I mean, this is
could we go so far as tell him to go to hell?
I'm sorry?
Could we go so far as tell him to go to hell?
I think the president probably will in some way that's ironically funny and dryly funny, and it will.
And more eloquent than what I've suggested.
And the president has always been pushing back, and he's done a good job of it.
He's done a great job.
Yeah.
Tammy, great to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
Tammy Rich, always. Up next, Truth Prevails. We'll have more on the president's exoneration, his vindication, after years of lies and attacks from the